What's up, friends and foes? Welcome back to Let's Get Nerdy. My name is Corey. What's up, friends and foes? Welcome to Let's Get Nerdy. My name is Corey.
I'm Wyatt.
And the last time you saw us, we were celebrating Star Wars, or 10 years of Disney Star Wars, where we spoke about the sequel trilogy and Rogue One and the Star Wars. Star Wars stories, Solo and Rogue One.
Yeah.
And we were doing it as a kind of amalgam celebration, or I guess retrospective of 10 years of Disney Star Wars. And what I thought was supposed to be a build-up to Mandalorian and Grogu, because for some reason I was under the impression that movie was coming out in February.
And you led me astray, because I also thought, since you told me, like, hey, that's coming out in February, I was like, no shit, I didn't realize that. That's exciting as hell. And then you crushed my dreams.
Because it's coming out in May.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
If you want to see me learn this fact and have my brain broken, check out it's the Rogue One and Solo story. That's not what they're called, but I don't give a shit.
It's all the words are in there.
Yeah. I'm glad they dropped that title motif. Solo a Star Wars story or Rogue One a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're dropping that because it's a mouthful, and I get the idea of it, but I'm glad they're moving away from it.
It's a novel idea. It's not a necessary idea.
Correct. Or I agree. I don't know if that's an opinion, so it can't be. I don't know. Doesn't matter. With that, we did still want to go ahead and talk about Andor Season 2. The rest of the Star Wars hype train is going to be put on hold for just a little bit. Han Solo and Woody Harrelson managed to drive it off a cliff. That's a reference to Solo for anybody here, because I don't think anybody saw that movie. So we're still going to talk about Andor Season 2 because I have finally watched it. Wyatt's been begging me for the past year to actually watch it.
That's true. And
we wanted to touch on it before we moved on from Star Wars to other pastures that we don't quite know yet.
That's the beautiful thing. You just got to go sometimes.
Yeah, you got to roll with the punch. Sometimes you got to get hit and keep moving forward. With that, Wyatt.
That is not a hint at anything to come, by the way.
No. We have not even talking about Rocky. Yeah. With that, Wyatt, I'm going to actually have you kick it off because you're the one who watched it first. You're the one who's been begging me to watch Season 2. I should say we're going to stick mostly to Season 2 since that's what has most recently come out. And if we try to talk about the whole series, this video will take hours. So we might revisit Season 1 specifically one day. For right now, we're sticking with Season 2. If Season 1 comes up, we'll talk about it. It's fine. With you, Wyatt, kick it off. What are your overall thoughts of Andor, and where do you want to start in terms of the detailed discussion?
Okay, so my thoughts about the series as a whole. I will kind of piggyback off of the last video in where I said, I kind of had some curiosity when they announced the show of Andor.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that exciting, because again, it was a new character that was killed off in Rogue One. It's intriguing. It's Star Wars. I was going to check it out, but I didn't expect to like it near as much as I do. Season 1 and Season 2, I just didn't expect that to happen, and to the point that I legitimately think it's a contender for my favorite piece of Star Wars media, just in general. I love this story. I love these characters. I love all of it. Mm-hmm. I think Season 2 has a couple more lull points than Season 1 did. But with that being said, I think it's still fantastic. They just did such a good job with just their character development and bringing a really gritty realism that I didn't think I realized Star Wars maybe needed, at least for me, And the character himself, Andor, she's just working you over there.
Yeah.
The character of Andor himself, I also kind of in a similar vein to the show, I just didn't expect him to be such an important character, an important Star Wars character to me, post Rogue One and the 2 seasons of the show. He's absolutely one of my favorite characters.
Sorry.
You gotta go. He's just one of my favorite characters in this show. Has not that the ending of Rogue One wasn't sad, because it was, but we didn't have much to do with that character. Whereas now we've seen 2 seasons of the show, we've spent so much time with him. So watching Rogue One, it makes it hit that much harder, and that has just been such a pleasant surprise that I didn't see coming. So
yeah, I vaguely remember when it was announced, because I think it was announced as a part of like when Disney Plus was announced, and they're like, these are all the stuff that's coming out.
yeah, I think so.
And I think it was one of those things that you're like, that's interesting. Like I saw, I was like, that's interesting, like, because I loved Rogue One. I'm surprised they're going with him because he wasn't the main character, but you know what, like that, like, okay, I'm down with that. But I think me including, like, and everybody else was also more excited about like the Mandalorian series.
Oh, definitely.
That was announced beside it.
Yeah.
Overall, my overall feeling is I do fucking love this series, season 1 and season. I love how it's unapologetic it is in its storytelling.
Yeah.
Of like, especially, I just said we're not going to talk about season 1, but going back to season 1, how like almost dull the first episode is, because it's all about like, especially in the modern age, any first TV episode of a TV show has to have some like huge exciting like introductory like action piece or set piece to be like, these are our characters, you know. And it's so like, no, like these are our, like, this is like, we're getting the pieces in place. You need to just and like, it's such a story that if you are not locked in 100% of the time, you're going to miss shit.
Yeah.
And 3 episodes later, you're gonna be like, wait, who is this?
Yeah.
I know that because there were a couple episodes that I looked at my phone, and then 2 episodes later, I'm like, who are they talking about? And so like I like had to. I've probably watched season 2 in full like twice now, because I've had to go. It's the same thing like you're reading a book and you're like 5 pages. You're like, after 5 pages, you're like, I've not absorbed anything you're saying right now. I need to rewatch this.
Right.
And season, and I actually want to give that credit to. So I don't know if you know, the creator is Tony Gilroy. Do you know what else he's worked on?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
He's best known for the Bourne trilogy. Which, specifically Identity, Ultimatum, and Supremacy, which are 3 of like, those were like some of the like first like what I thought were adult movies that I saw as a kid that were like blew my fucking mind. As a growing up, I genuinely loved the Bourne series. Bourne Legacy was okay. He did have a hand in that.
I didn't see Bourne Legacy.
Bourne Legacy, because that was in that era where like Hollywood was weirdly trying to make Jeremy Renner the guy.
Oh yeah.
Not to talk shit on Jeremy Renner, but I side with the snowplow.
Oh God,
that's a joke, Jeremy. If you do see this, come hang out, man. We have no snow right now. You'll love it.
That's not.
I'm gonna get.
That's not even true.
Jeremy Renner's gonna sue me.
Probably.
But no. So Tony Gilroy and one of the other like central writers on the show this season in particular, I don't know how many, was Dan Gilroy, which is his brother. Do you know what movies he worked on?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So he actually wrote and directed. Did you ever see the movie Nightcrawler, where Jake Gyllenhaal plays like the creepy reporter guy?
I remember seeing like the posters for it in the trailer, but I never watched the movie.
Well, it's a very good movie. Very, like, if you like a movie where like the main character's just a piece of shit, you'll love Nightcrawler.
Well, fair enough.
It's a very good thriller. Also, he worked on a personal favorite movie of mine. That's not a very good movie. But I do love, like, I watch it every once or like couple of years. It's Real Steel. Do you remember that?
Oh, I fucking love Real Steel.
Real Steel. It's, again, I don't know if I'd say it's a good movie,
no,
but it's a fucking fun movie.
I fucking love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. It's just a fun movie. It doesn't have to win like an Oscar to be a good movie. It's all good. It's so fun.
But, well, and so getting back to Andor, though,
you're so
like,
off track.
The creative team of the Gilroys and like the plethora of other writers and directors they worked with, like, I think did such a great job of like just committing to what this this series is.
Yeah.
I also think that credit should be given to Kathleen Kennedy as well. I think she gets like a lot of unfair blame for the shittiness of Star Wars and not equal praise for like the good shit that's come out.
That's
I
fair.
actually think she should be celebrated for how much she rehabbed the reputation of Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker.
They did do a very good job.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she had a much bigger part in that than people do realize.
Yeah, I think like
Or think about, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, and that's a whole other discussion to have. Probably
Yeah.
not like
Weird.
that could be a whole other video.
Weirdly, she did just step down, I think.
She did
so.
just step down, so that's why like I do kind of want to give her flowers because like without her like this series like I actually think, and I said this could be another video, but I guess we're having a little bit of the discussion right now. Like I think the response of Rise of Skywalker is the reason we get a show like this.
Oh, yeah.
Where she was like, all right, I'm just going to get the fuck out of the way. Like, creators create. Like, especially Dan Gilroy, like, you made one of the best spy thrillers, like, 3 of them of all time, like, Undisputed. Like, let's just get the fuck out of the way. You guys do your work.
Yeah.
And that's how I think you get into Andor because...
It is, yeah.
You know...
Which is, I mean, that's the way it should be. Like, the executives should just shut the fuck up and get out of the way and let the people that they hire to write these films write the films or the shows and...
Yeah, and you know, I'm not saying like they can't have editors because I think
Sure,
I do think when you get fully out of the way of the creative,
keep an eye on
you
it.
get
but
Love
don't-
and Thunder as opposed to a Ragnarok.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
definitely. I mean, hello.
Hi.
Certainly, like, you know, keep an eye on you know, on your project, you know. But I think what you were like, I agree with what you were getting at. That like, there's sometimes too much
Right.
input and too much. They're trying to take the whole steering wheel instead of just.
Well, it's creating by committee, trying to like you know what do shareholders want, what do you know
Yeah.
very very boring conversation if you ask me. But with that, like kind of getting back to Andor, I just like I said, I've said it already like 5 times, like unflinchingly like in its story, like
It is, yeah.
storytelling, how unpredictable it is of like Cassian Andor being the main character, but probably not the most important figure in his own show. In fact, several times they take him off of the playing, like the board.
Yeah.
You know, in season 1, probably his best arc is when he's in the prison with Andy Serkis and all that.
Watch fun. Oh.
So, as I was saying before, we were attacked by the gruesome cat.
That damn rotund ass bowling ball over
Yes.
there.
Yeah, like I like that they're not afraid to take the main character like off of the board and explore the other characters. I actually would argue that this show might have the best collection of like the best written characters, like individually, like following individual arcs, like of any show that I can think of. I can't think of a show that has like maybe Game of Thrones in its heyday, but I just might not be as personally invested because Star Wars is one of those things. Like whenever I'm away from Star Wars, I think I said this in the last couple of videos too. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but anytime I get bit by the Star Wars bug, I'm in the like. There's nothing I love more than Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Andor is exactly that. Of like, it gets me so invested. I'll be honest. So why? Who's your favorite character? Like who? Like, do you have a particular arc in this that you like? Is it just Cassian?
I mean, Cassian's my favorite, but I really enjoyed I can't think of her name, which I haven't watched it since it was coming out weekly. But Luthen's assistant.
Oh yeah.
I thought she was a great character, and I didn't see that arc going quite as wild as it did, you know. But
oh yeah, she has some like a character who I think they used her in such a creative way.
Yeah.
Is Clea.
Clea,
who is like his like de facto daughter, which like I love that the whole show, they don't tell you anything about these two relationships. Like
not a thing.
And then like in this season, they almost like trickle more and more. Like she knows what the fuck she's doing. Like that scene with her and Mon Mothma's cousin, where she's like, "Do we know each other?" She's like, "Yes, we've met in the fucking store." Of like, like she knows her shit. And it's when Andor, one of my favorite scenes is when Andor comes back from the massacre of Gorman. He's like, "Hey, this is the last thing I'm doing for you guys. I'm done after this." And she goes, "Oh, are you tired? Do you like you can't hack it anymore?"
Yeah.
Fucking suck it the fuck up because we're here, dude. In that whole episode where Luthen, like fucking God, we could talk about
Well,
that
and
episode.
just Luthen himself, dude.
Luthen,
Is
God
so
damn,
good.
dude. And I said we were talking about season 1, but when he fucking, what the shit about like, creating, what the fuck is he saying? You pick up where
I don't know what you're trying to
where
go
he's like
for.
creating sunrises that I'll never get to see.
Oh,
like
that
understanding
yeah.
his role. He's like, I don't get to fucking bear the fruits. This is for others. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Luthen is such a great character.
I just feel like the writing and the dialogue for the show,
oh yeah,
it's fucking phenomenal.
My favorite, genuinely,
sorry, go
go
ahead.
You go.
I was just like, Mon Mothma is fucking great. Her fucking speech,
I was
to the Galactic Council or whatever.
Favorite fucking plot of the whole season was Mon Mothma.
She's so good.
She's so good. Did you know let me get her name. Do you know when she first played Mon Mothma?
Wasn't it in episode 3?
Yeah, in deleted scenes.
Yeah, in deleted scenes.
And they brought her back for
yeah.
And she, correct me wrong, she also voiced Mon Mothma in Rebels.
I think so.
Which is crazy.
I think so.
And so, I guess we're getting into it. Like one of my favorite episodes of the season is season 3.
Season 3
is episode 3 when it was her daughter's wedding, and it was the scene specifically. I forget the name of her daughter, but the young actress who plays her also does such a fucking great job. Is when she's right about to march her down the aisle, and she's like, Mon Mothma has that moment of realizing like, oh, I'm about to sell my daughter for this shit. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's a line that I don't know if I can cross. I need to stop it now, because and her having that like, hey, we can leave right now. We no questions asked. We will figure it the fuck out. And like in that moment, even her being like, you can kind of almost read it of like, no, I'll fuck off. I don't give a shit about the rebellion. You're my daughter. Like, fuck everybody else. Let's get out of here. Like, I remember what it felt like to be in this position, and I hated it. So I'm gonna, and her cousin also being like, hey, this is a terrible thing, right? I can't, and when her daughter, like, the young actress who, like, I feel like you see her go through the phases of the decision of like almost wanting to and being like, and you can almost see her pick Mon Mothma, like bite on it of like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And she goes, I wish, like, the switch that is flipped when she goes, I wish you were drunk.
Yeah.
And when like it's that Mon Mothma like mourning it and going through like, all right, I've lost my daughter to this shit.
And then just steamrolling it through.
Boom. Like, I walk out first, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then watching her throughout the rest of that episode, while all the shit with Bix and what's the dude's name? The episode's Harvest.
You're talking about the. I can't. I'm terrible with names.
Brasso.
Yeah.
The dude who carried Andor's mom.
Yeah.
While they're trying to get like fucking chased by the Imperial.
Yeah.
And it's watching, and then like fucking during the ceremony, right, when her like her investor, her childhood friend that she like convinced to give all this money, is clearly spiraling.
Yeah.
And Luthen clearly is sent off to get killed.
Right.
And watching her unravel that scene in the like when she just starts dancing and it gets so fucking uncomfortable and she gets so out of control. It's such a good.
It's so good.
Like the visual storytelling, her performance, and just throughout the rest of the season as she's like going, it like feels like she's going insane.
It does, yeah. I mean, she really feels you can feel that she feels the weight of what she is trying to undertake and going through.
Yeah.
And I know I kind of started to mention it, but her speech that she makes in front of in front of is it the Galactic Council? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. But her speech that she makes in
front
of
the Senate. It's
the Senate, yeah. God damn.
The Senate.
Yeah. That speech, like when I watched it, when that episode came out, it was so moving, and just the way that they delivered it, and because it's tied together, tied within all of the the people from the Empire trying to stop her and shut it down, and
Oh yeah.
there's just so much tension built up to that point in the season, and then just in that scene alone, and I mean, it was so moving then, and it's so eerily like, you know, similar to what's going on now, and
Yeah.
in a lot of ways and stuff, and
I mean, there are so many like parallels right now.
Parallels. That's the word I was thinking.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, it is really hard to talk about season 2 without talking about what's going on in the real. Like, right after we're recording this January 3rd. I think this is where there's the national ICE protests that are happening like right now. They're like abstaining from like going businesses and stuff like that, going on strike, like a national strike going on. After the undeniable murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Yeah. It's very hard not to see those parallels and not to make a comment about that.
Absolutely. Well, and genuinely, like the very start of the season, when you start seeing the Empire lay out their plan of like literally pitching how they're going to turn the galaxy against the Gormans, and even saying like we're just going to boil it down to like, how Gormans can be.
Yeah.
Of like literally right now we're seeing that in the media with like the last year was like people from Haiti, this year is people from Somalia.
Yeah.
It's always some form of other like othering the people that need to be silenced is what
it makes the Empire feel very real,
Yeah.
And that's something that the show does really well is like really explore that dark grittiness and it melds realism with storytelling, and it does it so like seamlessly. And I don't think that I quite, and I kind of said this earlier, or maybe just to you in conversation anyway, but I don't think I quite realized how much I needed that with Star Wars, for like, because like the Jedi and stuff is great, but like it really grounds you to the world, I think, and like it makes the rebellion feel really fleshed out and full and like
real,
gritty and horrific, and you feel all those emotions and stuff. Whereas like when I was younger, and maybe just because I didn't think about it as much, like I guess I kind of wondered like, why is the Empire that bad? Like they blow up the planet with the Death Star, but past that you don't see a lot of it's a lot of like like it's that classic like show don't tell rule,
correct,
or whatever. And it felt, I guess, as a kid, like, not that I knew about that rule, but like you're told a lot. Oh, the Empire's bad. The Empire's bad. But like getting to see, even if it's on the small scale and like small crimes and just the way that they treat people, and then for that to lead up to Gorman and just how manipulative and just
what a masterclass of an episode. The actual title of it is "Who Are You?" because it has one of the fucking best moments in the show. But like the actual watching the actual massacre of Gorman, having them literally reposition their own barricades to better aggravate and motivate bad actors, and like again having the media ready to go of why Gorman is wrong for protesting here, and why like the Empire is doing what they can, but the Gormans they're the ones acting out of control. Which is literally I mentioned to you at dinner when we ate before this, that like I watched it tonight just kind of trying to refresh my brain on like what we're going to talk about, and I had it with like my headphones in, and it was like one of those things I was putting it on to clean, and it was the classic I put it on so I can clean and then kind of catch up on some things, and I sat there just watching it the whole time, like glued to my screen, because over the last few days I've also been seeing all this stuff about happening in Minneapolis and all the shit that's happening in Iran and fucking Gaza, and just all in like I found myself like crying. I didn't like, it was one of those things I didn't realize I was crying. Like the credits hit after like all the fucking death and destruction, and I like did that, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm like,
right,
and I still like it's making me feel flush. I think is the term. It fucking feels so real.
I mean, they did. I can't give enough flowers to that episode and that scene and the emotion that they were able to deliver in it. And I mean, I remember that episode came out and like there was quite a bit of tension building up to that point anyway, you know. And then that episode finally happens, and when they were released weekly and stuff, and even then, I just kind of just sat there with it because it was like you feel the dread and the anguish and the kind of sick feeling in your stomach leading up to the actual massacre happening, and then once it starts happening, it's just like,
oh god, and then
it hurts, man, and then it happens, and it's brutal, and they don't really pull a lot of punches in the episode.
Yeah, the fucking episode ending with like them on the radio being like, "Why is nobody helping us? Like, where is everybody?" But, and it makes you fucking think of the like. The videos of Alex Peretti getting killed and the lady filming it being like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, it's such a fucking one, like, it's just so ironic, like, kismet, I think is the term that, like,
I don't think I've heard that term before.
I don't think I could tell you the actual definition, but I know I'm right to use it. But, like, it's such a, like, it's so poetic that I decided to rewatch that episode today. And then fucking we talk about Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma. That fucking incredible speech afterwards. The death of truth is the victory of evil. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I believe. I was gonna pull a picture of it up so I could reference it better, and I forgot to do that.
And I'll fucking fill time while you do that. But yeah, just like.
Yeah, go.
You're like, God damn it! Why
no, go for it. I got this.
It's just so fucking good, and it, like, also I will say, like, in terms of the direction of it and the imagery of it, it also is indicative to me of, like, if you ever have you ever seen Les Mis?
I have not.
I think you would actually like. It is a musical, but it's about the French. It's about the French Revolution, and there's an incredible scene like halfway through it, very similar to this, where like the French Revolutionists are fighting I forget that, but like the Royal Guard. I don't know if that's actually the French army, or like the actual military, and they're fighting them in the streets, and it's a very well done scene, and it's very eerily similar to this as well. Which kind of just
yeah. You were pretty much right. It's the only part you forgot was one little word, but it says the death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil.
Fuck.
So
yeah. That's and literally watching that back to back, I got nothing done today because I was watching both of those episodes back to back, and it was like, fuck.
Definitely.
But we're here to talk about Star Wars. So on a bit of trying to get it back on a more light note, just because again I can't. Those episodes are so good. I would also say this, another two pair of characters that I want to praise here that I actually would argue are two of the best written antagonists and best performed that I would actually, in this, I would not only put this on the level of Ian McDiarmid as Emperor Palpatine, I would put this up against like fucking Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and like Heath Ledger as Joker, and being so fucking good at their roles, and that's Dedra and that's Cyril.
They're so good.
Like, you want to talk about fucking masterclass of writing, masterclass of performance. So it's Denise Go who plays Dedra, the Imperial officer, and then who plays Cyril?
Kyle
Soller, who totally in this. You've never seen Twin Peaks, but if you the actor Kyle MacLachlan, he totally reminds me of Kyle MacLachlan. Have you seen Fallout?
I started Fallout, but I haven't finished it yet.
He's the dad in Fallout, Kyle MacLachlan. This has nothing to do with what I'm actually saying.
Oh, okay.
But these two characters are just some of the best written, like where they start, where they end up, and like
they really are
the arcs of their characters. Like I mean, Cyril, obviously his plot is meant to be the inverse of Andor, where like having these moral moments of like, I think I'm doing something fucked up here, but loving the power and loving the praise that comes with it. And Daedra like learning to, throughout these 2 seasons, navigate the Empire, like cutting off the emotional self. One of my favorite scenes, are like short scenes, is when like her immediate who is it? Like her immediate superior, who like
the older guy with the white hair.
Kind of looks like Ian McDiarmid from Palpatine.
Kind of.
Like when she's like, it's in the same episode as the Gorman Massacre, when she's like waiting for him, and she has that moment of like, why are you keeping me in the dark? And he's like, oh, you're being a bit eccentric, aren't you? I think that
it rings a bell. Yeah.
Where he's like she's showing the little bit, like the most minor of
emotion.
And he's like, hey, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it worked. It like, I think that works, and there's several scenes with her of that throughout the series, and I think it works as a double-edged sword of like, the implications of like she's consistently the only women in these space of like men trying to prove their power and trying to, but also I think furthers the overall cold and emotionless tone that like a General Tarkin promotes, right? And it even furthers where Krennic, it comes in both Rogue One and here, where he is this loud, boastful. He's a salesman of essentially at the beginning of he's like, I brought you motherfuckers here to figure out how we can get these Gorman guys out of the way. Like that's what we're here to do. And he's like figuring out how to market it to people.
Right.
And seeing where like that leads to like, that is, that does not fall in line with what the fuck we're doing here at the Empire.
Right.
It's such great,
It's I mean it's masterful, really, is a great way to put it, I think. And Dedra she's just so good. She's one of my favorite characters in the show. And like you were saying, like her journey, and just there's so much behind the scenes there, and there's so much behind the scenes of that you don't see. You get little tiny glimpses of, and like building the Death Star, just that whole element that you don't really see in the play. Like you don't see the biggest picture of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. Like there's the Death Star is like in the workings of the show, but like you kind of forget about it because all the other stuff going on, and then you see like the little pieces here and the Kyber stuff here, and parts over there.
You know what's really funny? Because in the prison they're building the Death Star there.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't put that together immediately.
Oh, really?
Because for some reason, because of how the pieces were shaped.
Yeah.
I thought they were building AT-AT feet.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I didn't pick up on what they were doing. It took me. This might be silly, but it took me until, like, I think there was a wide like a close-up shot of them pushing one of the pieces into the Death Star.
Yeah.
It just did not fucking click with me. I was like, what are they building?
It kind of took me till the end of the series, but all right.
I think there's like I don't know if it's an after-credit scene or what, but there's something in season 1.
Oh, really?
It's a big reveal that's what they were building the whole time.
And I could see that. And I could, because it's been a couple years since I've seen season 1 all the way through.
Right. Yeah, it's and fucking Saul Guerrero is in the show, which is cool too. I mean, briefly, but he's in it. So
yeah,
that's
agree.
cool.
He like.
I wish Andy Serkis was in the show more, just because I like Andy Serkis.
I get
so
that.
much,
I love Andy Serkis. I almost think it would cheapen that moment. What's his character's name?
Kino?
Yeah.
Kino?
When it would almost cheapen that moment of when he has that, like, oh, I can't swim. Like, I think it would cheapen that moment of, like, that's such a moment of, like, and it leads, it's such a parallels to the Luthen thing of, like, I don't get to enjoy the freedom. You
Yeah.
guys,
No,
this is
I totally agree with you. I mean, it's. I'm glad he didn't somehow
Yeah.
survive, or pass,
you
make it on.
and I'm not saying I wouldn't be like, oh fuck yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think it would lessen the facts of the losses that
Yeah.
surround the show.
And I guess something that just kind of about the show itself that I really like is that it doesn't overstay its welcome as a show. It has they came in knowing what they were gonna knowing what story they were gonna tell, and they made it long enough to do it proper justice and give it its flowers, but it didn't overstay its welcome. They didn't try to draw it out where they could have.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that they did that, and I wish more properties would do that, because it's just kind of nice to have a contained thing. I don't got to watch, which sounds so silly. It's such a first world problem. I don't got to watch this for 10 seasons, but
yeah, which I think they said they had initially pitched this as a 5-season show. And I think that's most apparent in this show, where like every 3 episodes is a jump in a year. But I think it works in its favor of kind of like this is how much shit is happening in this period of time.
And I think season 2 could have had, it could have been 2 seasons in and of itself. There could have been a 3rd season there, but I think what they did with it was totally fine.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the less is more approach, and I think it benefits from that.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially I love that because they chose the character of Andor, they can't continue to pull from this well, because there's an expiration date on this character. You can't be like, well, actually, Doctor Strange came in.
Yeah. And and he's still here.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, and so I do love that there has to be a finality to this show, and I think they did it such a great job. And I want to kind of close the loop on the Dedra and the Cyril thing, because I fucking love how Cyril's character ends.
Yeah.
Of in that chaos, realizing all that he had done for so little, only to be used as a pawn and not the fucking not the chess master he thought he was.
Yeah.
And seeing Andor. And just Andor hitting with the who are you?
Yeah.
Who the fuck? And because I forgot that they had actually even met for the brief second. I had thought they had just never met, because my brain was in that moment was oh, that's right. When they were fighting, I was I don't think Andor knows who Cyril is.
Right.
And it hit it at the perfect moment.
It was, that's so true, because he really does think he is king shit in this show, and thinks he's just so smart, and devotes his entire life to getting getting a promotion, but getting Andor. He wants he wants Andor so bad.
Well, because
I mean, I'm just kind of echoing what you said, but it's so satisfying. I guess I don't know if satisfying is the right word, but to see him go through this whole arc and all this trouble and all this effort just for Andor to, like you just said, be who are you? And then for it to that's it. He's extinct. He's dead after that.
Yeah, and what I love that is what they use the show to also exemplify. That's what the Empire is about. Of this one person is going to do all this fucking work for the Crank to be thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, or what's the I forget the dude's name, but when they're setting up for the Gorman massacre, and she's Dedra's what are you wanting to do next? He's figure out my ride home. This shit's done. You're, and he's making the mistake. I'm in charge. You're just the trigger. You're gonna we'll let you know when to pull it.
Right.
And demonize minimizing her role and all this so easily, and then seeing that parlayed into Krennic being minimized by Tarkin and Darth Vader. You know?
And it's so interesting to see how these characters view each other, and how when Krennic comes in a room, everyone's their breath kind of you hear the room kind of quiet.
Yeah.
And it's he's imposing, but then when he enters a room with Tarkin or Vader, he's his voice is cracking and he's fumbling around like an idiot, And it's just so interesting to see how they view each other and how those relationships play out and impact each other. But another thing I was gonna say is I think the show does a a fun job. Like it does a good job with the humor, or it doesn't overdo it, but it does have its funny moments. Like in like the beginning of season 2, like the band of nincompoops that are out in the woods and they end up shooting each other and they're yelling back and forth and conversating and stuff.
And Andor is having to like
he's like,
seriously. That's what other show would start their second season where the main character's not even part of the main, like he is literally just like having to watch Lord of the Flies happen while people are like, you know, being fucking accosted by the Empire, being fucking, you know, Mon Mothma is having to lose her daughter, Luthen is trying to, like, you know, trying to fucking locate Andor because he's like, where the fuck is Andor?
Then I guess like how Luthen's arc ends, and like you see his daughter like just compartmentalize and get it done and get it's amazing how
and seeing her like she realized when she's on Yavin 4 like, oh, I gotta get the fuck out of here, I'm the bad guy, and they're like, no you're not, chill out, you're fine,
fucking relax,
you know. And I love that loop of like when I think it's like the last or the second to last episode when they're kind of trying to like gloss over Luthen in the role of things, and Andor's like, fucking no. This motherfucker did everything for us. And knew what his death, like, you know, I love the there's a YouTube channel, New Rockstars, that like breaks down all like the like details and the Easter eggs. One of the details they pointed out that I didn't realize is the last time Luthen speaks with Mon Mothma is when he reveals that her aide has been a spy for him the whole time.
Oh, okay.
It's also the one time he's out in public on Coruscant without his wig, because he just knows like that shit don't matter no more.
Right.
I'm at the end of my rope.
Damn.
You know.
See, there's so many subtleties that like it's so hard to pick up on everything.
And that scene where Dedra thinks she fucking got Luthen. You know, and Luthen's like, you ain't shit. You know, kills himself. It's just all fucking good. I guess, we've been talking about this for like 45 minutes. Do you have any other?
I was just going to say, I think it ties itself into Rogue One really seamlessly. It does a really good job with that. And I just enjoyed that. And I mentioned this in our last video, but before the last episode had come out, Diego Luna, who plays Andor, mentioned like, watch Rogue One like in in the series finale, and then watch Rogue One, like just do it one after the other. And I did that when it came out. It just makes such a complete story.
It does.
My only and I mentioned this too. I'm just going to be really brief with it, but my only thing is like I wish Andor was the main character, not Jyn in the movie. But it makes sense for the movie. So
it makes sense for the movie. I will say, I think Jyn Erso would be a much better protagonist if that movie... How do I say this? Like, was maybe 30 minutes longer.
Yeah.
And if there was, like, a couple more beats of... Because, it's literally, she goes from one scene... Because I did rewatch it after I watched season 2. Because you said that. Where... She's like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this shit. And then the next scene, like, actually, rebellions are built on hope, guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, I think, there's jumps in that, but, like, those aren't also things that I'm, like, bump into real hard when I'm watching that movie.
Not at all, no.
Especially now, because, like, I'm like, this is Andor's movie. I don't give a shit.
It is. It's Andor's movie. Yeah.
So...
I don't know. It's not even like a drag on her or Felicity Jones. It's just like that's just how good Andor is. Is like you just want her to scoot aside, and she's a good character. She's a fun character. But yeah, that's kind of I guess my wrap up thoughts was I just feel like it ties into the movie very well, and I guess I have a question too that I just thought of. Do you think had the show come out first, would they have made the movie, or would they had just made season 3 be kind of like an extended story of the movie?
That's a good question. Because I don't think there's any way this show comes out first.
Well, this is just like a weird alternate universe where the show did come out first.
Unless it's like, the Rebels Origins, which I guess that's technically Star Wars Rebels. Yeah. That's a really good question. I could see a world where that this is season 4 or 5. Like if I could see like there's a world where this is a 5-season show and it ends with the story of Rogue One.
Yeah,
but I think that's a good question. I don't know.
I guess it's fun to think about, you know.
Yeah.
But
which my question for you then is, if you could see the Gilroys continue with a series on Disney Plus, what would you want them to do?
Just in general.
I'm going to say in general because I have 2 ideas. I have one that I think is fucking incredible. I hope it happens. I don't think it will.
Okay. Oh boy. I don't know that I'm quite prepared for that.
That's fair. Do you want me to tell you my 2 and see if you have an idea?
Yeah, go for it.
So my first one, it's staying within Star Wars. If we want to keep them in the Star, is I would love to see them continue with a Mon Mothma show. I would love the idea of watching the original trilogy from her perspective. Granted, like obviously by the end of it, she's mostly going to be on Yavin 4. She's and like it's I don't know how much of a show you can make out of it, especially because like some of the central characters would need to be recast. These are characters I would. There's no fucking way I want to see anybody other than Carrie Fisher ever play Princess Leia.
We're definitely,
and so that would be a really big ask there. So like that's one I would like to see. I think would be cool and can be done well. But the one that I had the idea. I was literally driving over there. Is if we take the Gilroys, we put them over to Marvel, because let's face it, the MCU has not had a show this good.
No way.
I fucking love this show.
Yeah.
At best, I like at MCU shows.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think it's pretty good. I don't think they've ever. Granted, I'm only 4 episodes into Wonder Man, and that's really fucking good so far. So that may be it, but it's a way different tone. But the Gilroys doing fucking Isaiah Bradley's show would be so fucking incredible.
That would be really cool. Like that would be fun,
especially exploring what the Vietnam era.
Yeah.
In that kind of era of the United States, in the context of a Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool.
That would be cool. I could see that.
I don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately, because I feel like it would have been announced already.
Yeah.
And I don't think, unfortunately, Andor is the most watched show. I think
which is crazy.
It's so crazy. But again, I think that it comes back to like it's just such a. I don't think dry is the word, but it's so unapologetic in how it presents itself.
Yeah.
And
which is interesting because I think it's almost like inviting the people who aren't necessarily like Star Wars fans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like it's approachable from people that aren't very versed in the movies and stuff. But
that is actually where I might push back a little bit. So where quality wise, yes, but there's so much Star Wars lore that I think we carry into this just already knowing that, like when they finally get to the end and I'm already forgetting her name, but Clea is just, Kyber, like Kyber crystals.
Right,
Like your average like viewer who doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars, I would doubt would be like, oh shit, that's what's in lightsabers and that's what's in Death Star. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's other examples like but
it wouldn't certainly have the same impact as someone who hasn't watched all the the movies and so on. But and I guess I bring it up because like I got my dad to watch Andor.
Yeah.
I wanted him just to watch one fucking episode, and we watched like 6 or 7 episodes of the first season.
Yeah.
In one night, and he was hooked on it.
Yeah.
So and he's not like. He hasn't watched all the Star Wars movies, so
yeah. And I could be wrong. That I could.
But I see your point.
Yeah.
It's not as impactful to someone who doesn't know all the ins and outs and Easter eggs and nuances and stuff. So
yeah.
I think that's about all I got. Though.
Yeah. Same. Fucking love the show.
Yes.
Fucking.
Oh,
hate.
I didn't answer your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just completely fucking forgot. I don't have an idea for Marvel. I will think on that and come back up.
It doesn't have to be Marvel. If there's any, like, if you want to see the Gilroys continue in Star Wars.
Oh no, I had a Star Wars idea too.
Oh, okay.
But I just didn't have a Marvel one quite yet. I think an Inquisitor show would be really cool.
Ooh.
Like a good, gritty, dark Inquisitor show.
Would you rather have an Inquisitor show or a 501st show?
Inquisitors, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I feel like we've gotten so much of the 501st in Clone Wars.
What fucking know?
Which is true. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I would not know. But
They're like the main clone faction we follow
that makes
in
sense.
the Clone Wars. So, but
I really only know them from
the movie.
No, Battlefront 2.
Oh, okay.
You can play, like
Yeah, you can play as
the
them.
campaigns you play as them.
That's funny.
But yeah, you get to also play as Anakin killing younglings in that game.
Yikes. Not a good time. Not a
Well,
good
it's a
time.
fun level.
I've never played it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, wait, the old one or the new one?
The old one.
Okay, I might have played it when I was a kid. I don't remember the campaign if I did.
Okay.
I know I played the game. I'm sorry. I don't remember playing the campaign. I guess I should have said.
That's fair. I eventually got stuck on the Hawk level and never beat it. So with that, I think that's all we have to say of value. We appreciate you joining us.
Yes,
leave your comments on what you thought of Andor. Let us know if you think the Gilroy, what other stuff the Gilroys could do. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for eventually more Star Wars stuff.
Eventually.
Other stuff intermittently. My name's Wyatt.
No, my name is Wyatt.
Oh.
And what's the saying we got? We got friends everywhere?
We got, yes. We got to get back to having friends everywhere. Bye.
Deuces.